Hi Aquarius, I hope that you're all doing well. We are here with a reading for you. For anybody new, my name is Gabriella. Welcome to the channel. For anybody returning, welcome to the channel. Before we get started, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. I'm seeing somebody come through to message you. It can always be the other way around. If you're thinking about reaching out to somebody, then this would be you. If you are not planning to reach out to anybody, this is you receiving a message. But definitely a theme of maybe some back and forth happening between you and someone. Someone's curious to know how it is that you are doing. This may be them like finally reaching out. No, I'm seeing someone like kind of be in the shadows, not in a shadow space, but more in the shadows, like kind of behind the scenes. We have the moon on the bottom of the deck, behind the scenes. Somebody watching behind the scenes. So yeah, Page of Swords energy is somebody that's, especially how I'm seeing this now, Page of Swords energy is somebody that is curious and wanting to find out information. Think of like a Gemini sort of energy. This is how I picture the little Page of Swords. It's like wanting to get into something socially, wanting to find information. It can be curious about something, especially to have the moon on the bottom of the deck. Page of Swords is curious about stuff that they don't know. Like they want to know things, and they may be doing so behind the scenes, kind of like investigating something in not in like a deep scorpionic way, but more like I want to know what's going on here, at least on the surface level, to find out information. It's like the satisfaction of finding something out, of figuring something out, that sort of thing. And someone's like curiosity being piqued by another person or a topic. But this seems like an interpersonal thing. If it goes a different way, we will talk about that too. Something about curiosity connected with relationships. This person may want to know if you're in a relationship or what's going on with your relationship status. They may want to tell you something. I'm seeing something potentially being shut down here. Page of Swords, Nine of Swords, Queen of Swords. Page of Swords can be like, here this is again. So Pisces is coming through very strongly. You could have a lot of Pisces in your chart. Somebody could be a Pisces rising, or have a lot of Pisces in their chart, or prominent Pisces placements. Pisces is generally, it's the archetype of Pisces, so intuitive, imaginative, can sometimes lack boundaries. Pisces energy is a very flowy sort of energy. Like it's a lack of having something to contain. Some energies are kind of like, let's say a Virgo energy. It can be like this goes here and that goes over there, and it's very organized and like color coded. The archetype of it can be like structured in that way, as the earth signs are. With Pisces, it's kind of like an inability to be contained, and so this person, it can be very easy to become ungrounded with the Piscean energy. However, it's like connected with the higher realms and stuff like that, and definitely connected with your intuition. There's also an expression of the moon here. What I'm seeing is that somebody may have seen something, because this is like looking at your neighbor and seeing what's going on with them, or like looking at your ex, or looking at this person across the street and seeing what's going on. It's like being very curious, especially in a social setting. One may have seen something that they did not feel great about seeing. This can be like coming upon information, I want to say this. This is not like you're minding your business and you hear news that you didn't want to hear. This is like somebody went looking for something, and what they saw, they may not have liked the information that they came upon. Let's just use an example. Like, let's say somebody was like checking up on their ex to see what was going on with them, and then they see that they're in a relationship, and then they're feeling upset about it. It's something like that where one went to go seek out information and then was like, oh, this is destroying me mentally. And this can be you looking at something that every time you check up on this person or you look at this information, it puts you in a space, I'm hearing tizzy, it puts you in a space that doesn't feel good mentally. So this may be something that you're recognizing, hey, even though I get really curious about this, I need to set a boundary with myself because it is affecting me psychologically. And that's not something I want to do. Page of Swords can also be like going on social media and stuff like that and seeing things where maybe then you're like, I feel unhappy about my life. I'm getting a confirmation about that for some of you. It can be like checking up on other people and then doing the whole comparing gig and all of that. This can also be like one person being very curious and having a hard time like going for information, accruing information, not being able to like process or handle it or manage that information, and then having somebody be like, we're setting boundaries here, because this can be two different people. I know we're going like in and out of the energy, but I just want to get all of this out of the way. These can be two different people where this person is like, hey, I want to know what you're doing, and I have all of these questions for you. Page of Swords is like a younger, like more inexperienced energy, but it's somebody that has like a lust for life and is very, very curious. Very, very curious. And wants to learn things and wants to know things, and maybe coming to this energy and being like, hey, can you tell me this? Can you tell me that? I will say this too. It can also be a situation where like you could be setting boundaries with like a family member or something like that. Somebody coming around and being like, I want to, like being all up in your business, and you being in a space where you're like, every time I talk to you, I feel like there's this energy that happens. I don't feel like it's beneficial to us that we talk about these particular topics. And so I'm getting more private now with things. Okay. I think that about covers it for everyone tuning in. Got a check mark. We can go on now. All right. But yeah, just be mindful. If there's anything that you're tapping into, anything that you are tuning into, remember every time that you engage with something, you are exchanging energy with it. Whether this be a person, social media, movies that you're watching, music that you're listening to, whatever it is that you're exposing yourself, things that you are ingesting, all of that, consuming, conversation, all of that stuff is going to be interacting with you. Pay attention to how you feel when you are engaging in different things and with different things. Because you may be setting boundaries. You could still be like, yeah, I'm still really curious about it, but I know every time I do this, it puts me in a space where I don't feel good mentally. And so it's something that I need to work with myself now on a psychological level. Because Pisces speaks about mental health too. That's what's going to help you. I'm seeing you definitely go through a challenging karmic test right now where you may be feeling like really out of whack psychologically, like something really getting to you, like maybe even feeling unsettled, or you could be worrying a lot. For some of you, it's a more generalized energy I'm getting. This can be also you thinking back on things that like you can't change anymore, you know? Like that one time in 3rd grade when you tripped in front of everybody. Like you may be having thoughts that are like going back and back and back, and then you're kind of being swallowed by them. But yeah, you setting mental boundaries. I'm seeing this be very important. If you are struggling in some way, mentally, energetically, creating boundaries. I'm hearing software. I'm seeing this be more of a protection thing. Remember, even if when it comes to everything, we can absorb energy. You just want to be mindful of what you're engaging in and not mindlessly be engaging in things. So this can be like mindlessly scrolling or just like clicking on random videos without really thinking about what you're exposing yourself to. Even if while you're in the moment you don't realize that you're being impacted, sometimes it's like then at night all of a sudden this like wave of like grief or anxiety is overcoming you and you can't place where it's coming from. So this feels very much like being mindful of what you are exposing yourself to. For some of you, I'm also hearing stuff about your children as well. So maybe also something that you're going to look into more. It can be so difficult because like once you open yourself up into a space where you're like, yes, I am sensitive. Yes, I do pick up on things. It can feel like you're exposed and vulnerable to so many things, and so it can be difficult adjusting to that. It's so much easier to numb and to not feel those things, or to be like, yeah, that doesn't bother me, but then it's like you have these hangover symptoms of what's going on energetically for you and you don't feel good about it. So that's how you're going to know this resonates. If there's been something that's really looming mentally and you feel like Page of Swords is like the opposite in certain ways of the Hermit, where the Hermit is like, I need to be private right now. I need my private time. I need to like get off like all of the devices and stuff like that and stop asking for that person's advice. I need to check in with myself and see what's going on. With this energy, you may be like looking everywhere outside of yourself, and it's like nothing is pleasing to the system for you. It's like everywhere you look, it's just making things worse. This feels like an overstimulated energy, or like somebody that you keep having conversations with that it's just like not helping whatever this is that you need help with. And I'm seeing you get to a point where you're like, I don't want to be led, Pisces, subconscious energy. I don't want to be led subconsciously into these things without thinking about it, and then I'm struggling. So it's really about becoming as present and as mindful as possible, because I'm seeing that's what is going to help you. It's like creating a barrier kind of to keep your energy sort of contained for right now, so it's not spilling out all over the place. This can also be like things about the unknown too that are getting to you, like what's going to happen here and what's going to happen there. That can be a question. It's like wanting to kind of unveil these things that haven't been unveiled yet and trying to find answers. But I will say this, like when you're pushing against your guides, let's just use an example for like me, right, with tarot cards. If I want to know something and I ask my guides and I do a tarot reading on it, sometimes I get an answer, sometimes I don't get an answer that feels clear to me. If I keep pushing it, like if you keep asking your guides the same question over and over again, and it's like the first time it was not a clear answer, the second time it's not a clear answer, if you like keep trying to like force the cards and find something out, you're just going to be digging yourself a hole deeper and deeper of frustration, and it's not going to feel good. So you may actually want to kind of take a step back and relax a little bit, because all of this air energy at the top can be like, something isn't working and I feel frustrated and I want to know something and it's not working on my agenda, and it's like wanting to process information, but it's almost like trying to use a shovel, and instead of using it to dig in the ground where there's give and you can actually dig things up, you're trying to like penetrate a rock. It's like it's not going to work, whatever this is. So it may just not be the right time for you to know something yet, or for something to be revealed to you, or for there to be clarity about a particular thing. So yeah, just know that too. Like if you are feeling unpleasant feelings, you want to ask where it's coming from and be like, do I need to be doing this? Like growing frustration. And also how to get back to center too is going to be important as well. Like how to back off from the energy. There's something here about boundaries, but then potentially not being so into that idea. I do keep seeing things about creating like barriers and stuff for oneself. So there's this notion of not being so into the idea, maybe because of backlash. The struggle is real. I'm definitely seeing this here. You may feel blocked, especially mentally. There is something or someone that you need to set boundaries with. This can be yourself. It can be another person. I'm seeing there be conflict, but what I'm also seeing is what's going on behind the scenes is one is actually going to be moving out of a situation. It feels like trying to do something or make something work that is clearly not working. This is like you're not going to get anywhere with whatever this is. As much as you may want to, and that can be the frustration of like, I want this situation to work out in this way, or I want to be able to understand this, or I want this to make sense, or be clear, be simple, or be easy. Whatever this is that you're trying to do, it's like the universe is like, I'm not compromising on this, it's not working. And I'm seeing that you're going to get to a point where you're like, the frustration just gets too high. There's like too much tension mentally. And I'm seeing that you're going to get to a point where you're like, this just isn't even worth it to me anymore. This card is about leaving a situation that feels very empty to you, and you know that you're not going to get what you need here, but you may have been trying, but I'm seeing you be at a point where it's like, there's nothing more to get from this. Yeah, I will say this again. You may be in a space where you're like still fighting something or still trying to make something work that's clearly not working. And I'm seeing, this reminds me of the reading that I put on Instagram. If any of you guys want to check it out, my Instagram handle will be in the description box below. It is at Gabriella Blue 44. The situation with this and what I saw in that reading was that there was this card came out and it said not failing enough, where somebody is having like all of these things blow up in their face because they're like, I'm still going to do it this way even though it's clearly not working, and I'm still going to do it, and I'm still going to do it. And it was a very stubborn energy of, clearly this mission is failed and we need to change something because it's not working. But I'm seeing you still be at the epitome of this energy. It's like you're fighting to the death of this is what I'm seeing. To be like in this struggle all the way up to you finally being like, oh, I'm done. It's like you're mid like fight with whatever you're fighting with, and then all of a sudden you just like drop the weapons and turn and walk out, or drop whatever it was that you were carrying. So this doesn't even, there's not even like a calming down energy between these two. It's like tension, tension, tension. And then rather than being like, I'm going back in to fight some more, you actually turn and walk away in the other direction. I'm hearing seamless. So it's like it transitions very quickly is how I'm seeing this. I do get this notion of like not being able to go backwards somewhere. And you may have been trying to kind of like backtrack or something, but I'm seeing your guides be like pushing you in the other direction. For some of you, I'm seeing like what hasn't happened yet is this walking away. Like the moon can represent what's hidden and what is unknown. And there is one walking away from a situation, but it's almost like if this is you, it's like you don't realize that this is going to be happening yet, or you were unaware of it. It's like your higher self knew, but there was this like conscious part of you that had not fully caught up yet. I'm seeing you really try all you can to make a situation work. It's just not working. I will say this too. So all of us have Pisces somewhere in our charts. All of us have a house where Pisces is ruling. If you look at that area within your chart, for example, if you're a Pisces rising, this is going to have to do with your first house, okay? Because I'm only looking at Pisces here and I just got this message. So if you're a Pisces rising, it's going to be in your first house. So that means that you'd be dealing with things connected with like yourself and your identity, things of that nature. If Pisces is in your second house, it can have to do with like your finances. It can have to do with family. It can have to do with the food that you eat. I'm like not going to go around the whole thing, but if you know how to look at your chart and you know your rising sign, you can see where Pisces falls, and it's going to be most likely that area of your life that this is connected with, that theme. Because the houses represent an area of life. Well, many areas of life. Like where something takes place within your life. Just like in your birth chart, the planet is like what's happening. The zodiac sign is like how it does that, like its signature, its style, and the house is your area of life that is taking place within, what that's connected with. I'm seeing you calling judgment, which means looking into this whole situation. I'm also seeing this, which would allude to a new beginning. Yes? Yes. Something making sense now. This is like, wow, that conclusion has become so obvious to me. The sun is like an illumination. Something becomes very clear. Something becomes very obvious. I'm confident, and sun is confidently marching forward in this direction. This feels right with my soul. And that's what I'm going to do here. So this is you using your discernment and something becoming illuminated, something becoming obvious to you. So we go from something being moon energy, something being like in the dark, in the shadows, in the reserves, and then this thing being this thing through deep introspection and investigation of what's going on, Pluto, it now comes to light, which is the sun, which is this is how I'm going to express myself. This is how I'm going to move forward now. Okay, so Pisces, Pluto, and the sun here. Let me just look and see. You may also be at a point in time where you're figuring out like self-care and recharging and what you need for yourself and not running yourself into the ground too. Like how much time do I need for myself and resting, making sure that you're in a balanced space and getting a confirmation coming through about that. Also too, when I say I'm getting a confirmation, I see this more as like an emphasis highlight. Also too, it looks like there's something that you're going to be taking charge of and initiating or moving forward with. And it may be something that is new to you, or you may be inexperienced. I'm seeing you actually be in a seasoned, experienced energy. However, this thing or this venture that you are pursuing may be something that's different for you or new for you. Even though I'm seeing you be in like definitely a very capable energy. So this is like a fitting thing for you. It just may be like a new sort of subject matter that you're exploring. A new adventure. Alright, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for connecting. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.